Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Make sure you guys hit the like button as you come in. Hey Ava. Hey Trisha. Hey Kendra. How are y'all today? Um, I know y'all like Monk, why you not showing your face, y'all? I cannot show my face right now. Like my hair is like all over my head. And I just don't like my hair right now. Like being natural is something serious. Um, like I got to get my hair back flat, like curly. Like it's not like I want it, and I don't want to show it on camera. But it's cool. I hope you guys don't mind it. I'll try to go live and try to be and try to show my face the next time I go live. But anyway, guys, how has everybody been? How has everybody weekend been? Ava, how's your weekend? Trisha, Kendra, how everybody weekend been? I know everybody's like Monica, where you been? Child, Monica has been resting, trying to get my house back in order. My son has made it to the playoffs. Team has made it to the playoffs, so we still have Saturdays are still tied up. So I'm still kind of like in Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays we're tied up. But I try to give you guys some content. I don't know why this dog is barking, Lord. Well, anywho. Well, guys, I do want to come on here and have a discussion on today. I do want to talk about um first thing I'm gonna give you guys some updates on some stories. A shout out to Miss Sheila Shoemaker. She sent me some information about the boys that that we claimed that was being bullied, but was actually wasn't. We're gonna talk about that. Well that's wonderful, Kendra. That's good. Okay, guys. So what we're gonna talk about today is the first thing a topic for today is um this has been this has been on the news for the last 2 3 days, and I really wanted to talk about it. And I've been meaning to put out a little short clip about it, but I just said I'm just gonna go live and we're gonna talk about it. I don't even know what to think as a parent. Like I'm gonna let you I'm going to read you guys this article. We're going to discuss it because this is ridiculous for some children to go through this for a whole year. Okay, guys. So in Texas, I think in Harris County, Texas, um, 4 children were abandoned. I say four because the third child, because the third child is. I'm just gonna read the story. Y'all tell me what you think. It's just beyond crazy to me. I'm just gonna be honest. It is beyond crazy to me. Um, so it says here a 9-year-old has been dead inside a Southwest Houston apartment for a year. Three other kids, were abandoned. It says here a 9-year-old was found dead inside of a Southwest Harris County apartment, may have been dead for up to a year. It says here the deputies responded to a gruesome scene Sunday where skeletal remains were found and 3 children were left abandoned. Um, Lord have mercy. It says here, according to the sheriff, investigators responded to an apartment complex on the 3535 block of Greencrest near Addicts Clothing and West Park Tollway on Sunday afternoon. The sheriff office says that the They received a call from a 15-year-old boy claiming that his 9-year-old brother had been dead for a year in the apartment and he shared with his siblings. The teenage boy also told 911 dispatchers that his parents had not lived in the apartment with him and his two living siblings for several months. They said when the deputies around, they found skeletal remains consistent with what the teenage boy told dispatchers. Authorities also said that they found all three boys in the apartment. The teenager and his two brothers, they appear to have been abandoned inside. Whew. It says last Sunday night, the sheriff office said the mother of the children and boyfriend had been found and were being interviewed by law enforcement. The children showed signs of malnourishment and were taken to the hospital to be treated. During the news briefing um, Sunday afternoon, one of the deputies or officers, the sheriff said it was a very horrific scene. And after he saw how the children ages are 15, 10, and 7, had been living. He said that I have been in this business a long time and never saw anything like this. He said the eldest child appeared to have been the caretaker of the other kids for an extended period of time. The 9-year-old remains were reportedly out in the apartment, not concealed or hidden. We're connecting all the dots at this point. It appears the kids were in there while the body was deteriorating. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Um, and it says here the officer said authorities responded after they were called for a welfare check at their unit. It is unclear the children were enrolled in school while going through this. Neighbors said the apartment complex um, had been doing inspections the last past month. And it says here that the news station was kicked off the property by management who wouldn't answer questions about the last time the apartment was inspected. And the three children are now in the county's custody. Hey, Donna. Oh, thank you, Sheila. Um, Hi, Monty J. Just coming on. No notification at all. Okay, I just came in, Miss Sheila. Uh, wow, for real? Oh my God, Miss Sheila, like this is a very, very, very sad story. Hey Donna, how are you? Uh, I don't think, from what I'm understanding, if the apartment was abandoned, no one was doing a welfare check, and I guess no one was paying the bills. Like they just was staying in this abandoned apartment. Y'all know that, like, when did they in Texas? When did they lift the eviction process? You know, like they, for the last year, really nobody was being evicted, so they just lifted that. So then the kids probably lived with no lights on. Then the body was deteriorating right there. Oh my God! Every day, uh, these kids was sitting there list. Oh Lord, this is my thing. They said that the father and mother had abandoned these kids for a year, and um said that the police interrogated them, and then they went, like, they released them. Like, what the hell? Someone was bringing the kids food, but there no one knows. Yeah, someone should have, but could have been bringing. How you doing, Jessica J? Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. If it's someone new to the channel, if y'all know anything about this, let's discuss it. It's just I'm very disgusted and my feelings are hurt because three children is sitting there in a house while the parents is sitting there living it up. I guess not, Kendra. I guess they wasn't, because from what I've been looking and from what I researched is very minimal of what was put out. But I can truly say is the sad part about this whole situation is these kids didn't have proper clothing. These kids didn't have proper food. these kids were they probably had water, but I don't know. They probably had lights though. I don't know. Oh, thank you, Jessica. Well, thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming out the bushes. Thank you so much. Really, Miss Sheila? And then they said the neighbor said that she was calling, like a neighbor said that she was calling management, telling them about the foul odor. She said that she had to turn off her air during the summer. This is the crazy thing. She had to cut off the air through the summer because the smell. Y'all know that a decomposing body is a horrific smell. Like that is a horrific smell. To smell I have never smelled a decomposing body, but I done smelled a dead dog. And if a dead dog, if a human smell worse than a dead dog, then hey, I don't want to. Who wants to smell something like that? No one. How the little boy get charged on his phone? I feel like they had connection with someone they may have had. You know what I'm saying? Maybe somebody was coming there checking on them, and maybe they were not. Only reason they could be the mom and dad could be released in is that the mom and daddy didn't have custody over the kids, and someone else had custody over the kids, but then they abandoned them, and they are, what can I say? They ain't worth a flip either. That's all the one I'm gonna say. Hey, Edward Smart. Hey, Lala. Hey, Miss Gloria. How y'all today? It's crazy to me. I'm just gonna say that, and I know a lot of y'all saying this is a sad situation. This is crazy for children to be left in the house for a year. Like I know they were getting some, whoever it was getting some food stamps because they get extra food stamps. Hey, the McCray Kings, how are y'all? Um, they haven't released anything, Jessica, about if the kids were going to school or not. They haven't received. I haven't read that, but if they were going to school, they probably were wearing the same stuff every damn day. I'm just sorry for cussing and going on like that, but it's just saying, yeah, they probably going to school. Probably had a little older to them and stuff like that. But the teachers, they really don't say nothing. All thing they do is do what they can to try to help them get some help. Think about getting Christmas and Thanksgiving and for a whole year, and no one is there to help them. I don't know who paying bills. It has not been released yet. Like the parents, they have not said anything about the parents no more than they picked them up, they interrogated them, and they released them. I don't understand that. I don't even understand how they even got released. Like, cause I'll be like, how in the hell you gonna leave your kids abandoned? Like, how you gonna leave your kids abandoned? Jalen Jamel, trust me, Jalen and Jamel will be opening the door, crying and acting a fool. Somebody would have found my children, child. I wouldn't have made it past the first day. Do you hear me? Because my children, like, they know my name, they can tell you my name and all that. That's the kind of kids I have. So if like I have never in my life heard of no mess like this. I'm just gonna be. I am never in my life have heard some mess like this. I swear to God, I have never. I'm like, yes, and we need to stop failing our children. Um, let's see here if I can play a news clip right quick. Donald. But they haven't really. Only thing they're just saying is basically, they found the kids. The little boy had called, said his brother been dead for over a year. Maybe the little boy had to steal the stuff from the store. He may have stole the cell phone from the store. You never know. Or he may have stole somebody's phone finally and decided to call 911. Something happened. Or he just got, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes kids get tired of living like that. Sometimes kids get tired, like, man, I'm gonna have to make a move because I'm tired of like this. Like, if the kids were if the smaller kids was malnourished, you know that they wasn't getting a meal every day, and they probably wasn't registered in school. Let me see here. Let's see this is. I think I got one. I'm sorry, y'all, because I know I have really that's sad if this happens all the time. And they worried about people that and they worried about people that having abortions in Texas, trying to stop people from having abortions, child. But this is going on, child, please.
We have Lieutenant Bruce immediately to my right, Lieutenant Vinegary, and then Lieutenant Cook as well to my left. Very horrific situation out here, very tragic. Been in this business for a long time, and I had never heard a scenario like this. It really caught me by surprise. What we have right here is we have an apartment unit. It appears to be where 3 juveniles were left abandoned pretty much. I'm told they range in ages from 15, 10, and 7 years old. They've been here for an extended period of time. At the same time, we also have the skeletal remains of what appears to be a juvenile. It appears to have been there for also an extended period of time. We don't know how long. That will be part of the forensic investigation. We don't know the exact age, but we anticipate again that it's the skeletal remains for a juvenile. And other than that, right now, it's just very preliminary information. We're trying to identify next of kin to determine exactly what's happened and how we got to this point. But again, a very horrific set of circumstances. So, very troubled by all this. Our members are troubled by it, but, we're going to make sure we do everything we can and make sure we conduct a thorough follow-up investigation, make sure that the kids are okay. This will be a follow-up investigation involving multiple agencies because we also have juveniles involved. So that's what we have right now. En español, brevemente, estamos aquí en una unidad, en los apartamentos, encontramos a 3 juveniles que parecen que están abandonados por un tiempo, de edades de 15 años, 10 y 7 años de edad. Al mismo tiempo encontramos un cadáver dentro del apartamento que parece también que había estado ahí por un tiempo, ya por mucho tiempo, y va a ser parte de nuestra investigación.
Hold on, y'all.
Just want us to put out, other than us, we got information about this particular unit, and when they arrived, they discovered 3 juveniles just at plain view. It appears they're living in pretty deplorable conditions. At first glance, they haven't gone in there to do a thorough scene investigation at this point. But again, our hearts break for those 3. They're still children, and so for the one that has passed away.
When it comes to the parents, where does your investigation stand on that?
Very early right now. That's why, we'd like to identify who are the parents, adults, next of kin are, just so we'd like to know exactly what we have here. We, in our experience, it's always best to not speculate and just let the investigation take its course. But, very disturbing sets of circumstances, so we definitely want some answers for these children.
Were these children able to leave the apartment? Were they locked in? Or?
I haven't been told that they were necessarily locked in, but that age, it appears that they were caring, basically fending for each other, which is very sad. Again, we have a 15-year-old, a 10 and 7, and I think the older sibling was basically doing the best he could to take care of the others. And again, the deceased one or the skeletal remains, we believe at this point it's going to be another juvenile, possibly a sibling that passed away. And it appears the skeletal remains have been there for an extended period of time. So, just connecting all the dots at this point, it seems that they were in there while the body was deteriorating.
Are there a reason that 15-year-old didn't call 911? Or have you guys figured that out?
We haven't gotten that far as access to phones or, did they seek help or not? We don't know what happened.
And the body, was it invisible? Was it in, where was it located? Could you see it?
The body was not concealed to my knowledge. So I don't think the body was necessarily concealed. It was just in the apartment. I don't know exactly where.
Do you believe that the deceased, the remains that you found, that they're all siblings? These are all from the same family?
That's most likely what it'll be. That's what our initial speculation is. But again, we'll work with the Houston Institute, the Harris County Institute of Forensic Sciences to let them make the ultimate determination, because at this point we're dealing with skeletal remains. So we don't know the identity, but just from the initial information we do have, we're led to believe that it's one of the siblings that was in the household when this.
Where are the children now?
We've got them in our care right now.
Have you interviewed the children enough to know if there's any other siblings that might be outstanding?
We don't know if there's any other siblings involved. I don't know if we've ever had any calls for service. We don't have that information yet.
Sure, who made the welfare check?
Our units arrived. We don't know who actually called it in. I don't know that, so I don't know. Somebody alerted us that we need to check that apartment. Basically, what ends up being a traditional welfare check that we do, and that's when our units just were.
Do you indicate who adults live there, or?
It doesn't appear. Again, it appears that the children have been abandoned, as I said initially, for an extended period of time. We don't know for how long or what's exactly transpired or where the adults are in all this. We'd like to know where they're at.
Is management on scene right now, and are they cooperating? Residents say that they were supposed to be doing inspections and walking around this area the last few weeks. What's there?
That's the first I hear about them, the management doing rounds or anything for inspections. We have been told. We don't know if that apartment was checked or not. Obviously, it would have raised a lot of red flags, I think, just from the initial description that our units saw. But I'm not sure if we've connected with management or they're on site at this point yet. This is all very preliminary still. I always like to preface that because sometimes we'll get curves that we didn't know were information that we didn't know yet. So it's still preliminary.
This is obviously really traumatizing for these kids. What resources are being made available to them while you guys are questioning?
We do have victim advocates available. We'll also work with CPS as well, being any time that there's any type of trauma involved or CPS. I mean, here we have 3 children that appear to be abandoned, another one deceased inside the house, possibly or the unit. So we'll work with CPS as well to make sure every resource is available to them and that going forward, they do have the care that they deserve. And it's horrific to see anything happen to children. I've said it before, whenever a child's involved, whether it be a fatal accident or another scenes of abuse, that those are always the most difficult for first responders.
You said the skeletal remains were there for a while. Were there reports of any stench or anything of that nature?
I mean, we'll check if there were any calls for service. I think if reports would have come in, that probably would have been something significant that would have drawn us to this apartment before. But to our reports, nothing was reported. But it appears that the remains have been there for an extended period of time. And I emphasize extended.
Are we talking about weeks or?
I would guess much longer than that. Much longer.
And just to clarify, because there's been a bunch of numbers, 1 skeletal remains and 3 children?
3 children are alive, and then 1 skeletal remains that were found that most likely are for a juvenile as well. Yeah, so I think the siblings, or the 3 siblings, were there, and the other possible sibling was deceased inside the residence, and no type of action was ever taken.
Having to go and talking to these children and knowing what they've been through and trying to get information from at the same time to solve this case, but obviously it's traumatizing for them to have to relive that and retell that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult set of circumstances. We just kind of draw on all our different experiences that we have, but I've been in this business for a very long time, and I was shocked when I was first getting the initial rundown of what, the initial findings, and I've seen a lot. I've responded to a lot of different scenes. So have these men, and we can never think of these type of circumstances coming together in this way. And so, we'll work through it. At the meantime, we're resilient and getting to the bottom of this and bringing justice for these kids and finding answers. At the end of the day as well, we don't want to get ahead of the investigation and just let the evidence lead us to where it may. And we need to get in touch with family members or next of kin. Some adult must have known or had information about what was going on here. Because it appears these kids have been here for a while. And so we need to find out exactly what happened and get to the bottom of it.
Do you have someone asking about school? Do you know if these children were leaving the residence to go to school?
No, we haven't even gotten that far. We're just trying to determine the initial, set of circumstances that we have here and working our way out. We'll determine if they were involved in school or not. again, even if they were going to school and abandoned this way, it's just difficult. Our hearts break for those kids having to be in school and be going through this type of trauma.
Can you describe the condition of children that you've seen?
All in all, I think that they seem to be holding up okay. I mean, physically, from what we see, one may have some injuries, but I'm not going to go to the extent of the injuries at this point. But they're all being checked out at this point, so we'll make sure that they're doing okay, both physically and emotionally as best we can, and giving the support that they need.
Do they have food and stuff? I mean,
there appear to be some food, so we don't know where they were getting that food or who was leaving it. But again, we haven't done a full search yet of the entire apartment, so we don't know. But I do want to emphasize this does not appear to be a short-term kind of situation. It appears to have been ongoing now for quite a long time. Whatever these kids have been going through.
Okay, y'all. So that's all the interview right there with that. So what do you guys think? I see some people have been commenting in the chat, and I know everybody got questions, so let me look here. I just want to say, like, if they were going to school, like, to be honest, y'all, like, I know them kids had the smell on their clothes for sure. And it's sad that the 15-year-old brother had to take care of them. They probably were only getting fed like through the school system if they were going to school. It seemed like the police, and they don't want to do the proper research. Trisha said, how did they stay there with the dead body? Honey, when you ain't got nowhere to stay, and their kids, they don't understand, they scared, they don't know, and they just probably had to do what they had to do. And the brother said, well, I'm just going to try to provide and feed for y'all the best I can. Right, Donna? News people, they are scared of the parents. Why are they scared of the parents? Like, the parents, if they abandon the kids, they deserve to sit in jail for abandonment. Like, you are responsible for your damn children. Like, I wish I would leave my kids. Do y'all know that like, I guess it just depends on what kind of mentality you have as a parent. It'll hurt my soul to leave my kids. It would. Like, it would hurt. Like, when you have a child, that's a blessing. That's not some people look at their children, and I hate to say this, some people look at their children as a hindrance instead of looking at their children as a blessing. So they don't care about leaving their kids at home. They don't care about leaving their kids for other people to take care of. Or they don't care about, leaving them at home or having different people around them while they on drugs and things like that. I'm not one of those kind of parents. So if that means me not really having a life or a social life or anything like that, then I don't have it. But come on now, people. Hey, let me see your transcript. That is crazy. No one to come complain of a smell. Someone did complain of a smell. La. At that time of that interview, he didn't get all the information because it just came out today that a neighbor did complain about a smell. And they said that it was horrific, that they couldn't think about it. It's hot as hell in Texas during the summertime. I bet it's hotter in Texas than it is in Mississippi. And I bet you they smelled that smell and probably complained, but they probably had a slumlord as management that didn't care. All they wanted to do was take the money. Because think about it, they probably was getting the PPP. They probably got the PPP loan or the government assistance that's paying for them to stay in that apartment. You never know. The parents killed that child and ran off. Probably so. I thought about that too. Or something happened to the child, they got scared and ran off. No, Trisha, they don't really know anything. That's what it happened. Probably. The landlord never reported the smell. The landlord probably is a slumlord that's just collecting a check. It's many people out there that are slumlords. They're only getting the check, just want their rent money, don't want to care about a smell. They don't care. They just want to half-ass fix stuff. and then call it what they call it, somewhere that's livable. Let's just keep it real. It's just best, y'all, to own your own home. It's best. They don't check apartments only when they need to fix something. My problem is, where is the family teachers if they wasn't going to school? Right, Miss Sheila. They probably threatened the other kids if they told were next, right? Okay. No, the kids probably wasn't going to shoot. You're right. Hey, King Chris World. Um, Sheila, Monica inmate no charged with. I would never do that. Me either. Like, I would never abandon my children. Never. I don't care. Ain't nothing worth abandoning your children for. And that is crazy. Y'all, that is beyond crazy. That these kids been sitting in an apartment for a whole year and these people done got away with it. It's still high. It done calm down a little bit here. As a former caseworker with wow. Wow. How did the kids eat? Probably the 15-year-old did what he had to do, steal from the stove, probably cook whatever's there. This is a huge, really. So this is like is a nice apartment complex, or is this like a Trisha? Miss Sheila, is this like a nice apartment complex where they have different like nice apartments and they keep them fixed up, or this just one of those? This is not no session. So you saying this is not a Section 8 apartment? So they really dropped the ball on this. Wow, wow. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, let's see here. Let's see here about the parent. It says here no charges filed against the mother and boyfriend released after 9-year-old found dead and kids were abandoned. So let's listen here and see what it says. I'm gonna play it in just a minute. Let me get it up. But please know that the kids are in CPS custody and that they are.
To begin with that just horrible.
Hold on just a second, y'all.
Horrifying story out of West Harris County, where deputies say a 9-year-old boy had been dead inside an apartment for a year, and during that time 3 other kids were abandoned living there with those remains.
It is an incredibly sad story, so tragic. How does this happen? ABC 13's Bree Berry has been at that apartment complex talking with some neighbors and has some idea here why the kids were even living there.
Well, good morning to you. We just got an update from CPS moments ago who confirmed that they did have a history with this family, but no current investigation was going on. And I want to show you a tweet that was just shared less than an hour ago from Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez, who said in that tweet that the mother and boyfriend were located, interviewed, and released. The boys are now with CPS.
And as you said, we did get a chance to speak with a neighbor who said that she had complained to the office several times about a terrible smell coming from her neighbor's unit. She said nothing was done about it. She was too afraid to go on camera, but she, like so many people, now wondering, how did this happen?
The top floor apartment now quiet, only a notice from CPS taped to the door. According to Harris County Sheriff's Office, a call came in Sunday from a 15-year-old boy. He says he and his brothers, just 10 and 7 years old, had been abandoned by their parents. Their 9-year-old brother's body was in the apartment with them. Deputies are now interviewing the mother and her boyfriend.
And it appears the skeletal remains have been there for an extended period of time. So, just connecting all the dots at this point, it seems that they were in there while the body was deteriorating.
Samantha lives 2 floors below the unit where the boys were found with her own kids. She says she didn't even know children lived in the apartment.
I didn't even know someone even stayed there. I thought it was abandoned, like, just like it was just an empty apartment or whatever. Until now we was like, oh wow, people was living up there.
CPS is also investigating alongside law enforcement. The boys were taken to an area hospital to be treated. Christian Gomez has 3 boys of his own.
I'm so shocked, like what about the parents? What about all this? I'm out of words, like I can't, like I got kids, like I don't know. It kind of hurts.
Leaving parents to wonder who would do this to these young boys.
I don't even have no words to say to them. Like that's just, like, I'm speechless.
Okay, guys, that's the update from today. So I'll keep a look on into that. Yes, pray for these children, guys, because these kids are traumatized. They're not traumatized, but they are abandoned, and they're gonna have to live with that for the rest of their life. Like this, I don't care. I don't care. Ain't no way you can justify this shit. Just say that, like, you can't justify abandoning your damn children. You can't justify that. You left your kids there to die. You left your kids there without food. Yes, they made it through, but now, yeah, and thank God you don't deserve any more of them children to be a part of those children's life and nothing for it. Look how you did those kids. I don't know why the neighbor didn't contact law enforcement, Kendra. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. To see a dead corpse decomposing for a whole year, hell yeah. Yeah, they probably is traumatized, right? It's just sad. It's sad and it's pitiful. And if the neighbor, I guess she should have called the but you know how we are. We were like, man, we ain't gonna get into that. We gonna get into people's business. And then to know that them kids probably didn't even leave up out there the apartment. Them parents probably came and dropped them off food and left. So she said a neighbor did go on camera. One neighbor fed the kids a couple of days ago. So Sheila, you saying that a neighbor did go on camera, and one neighbor fed the kids a couple of days ago. So people in the neighborhood feeding the kids. So these parents are not good parents. Why CPS ain't been involved? They was involved. Why they haven't removed the children? Why they haven't removed the children? That's the question. They should have been removed the children. If y'all have had several instances with the CPS and these kids are left abandoned and you ain't never, Lord. And everybody want to move to Texas. No, the parents are not in jail. Like, they released them on today. I can't tell you why we have to listen. I guess we have to wait until they do another news conference. I'll be looking into that and waiting on some more information to come out, guys, about this, because it's something ain't right. Something ain't right. Unless the mother does not have custody of the children. Yes, there was a dead body. Yes, their brother, he was 9 years old. 9 years old. His body was decomposing, and they said it wasn't like covered up or anything. Like, he was literally there decomposing. Wow. So the kid, this young man, this 15-year-old boy, was scared to say anything. He could have been got help. And I guess that's the reason who phone he called to use to call 911. That lady gained his trust. So they haven't posted anything. Like, this came out yesterday and everything is coming to the forefront. So I say tomorrow they'll probably come out with some more information. And you know what I'm saying? We'll come back and we'll discuss it tomorrow a little bit more too. But they haven't posted any pictures. They haven't even posted pictures of the children. I'm glad, because the children probably, if they're malnourished and they have scars and stuff like that, that means those kids are not well. They need to be properly taken care of. This is sad, y'all. Y'all can't say this ain't sad. This is beyond sad. How can you blame it on the wrong? All the free extra food stamps these people getting, child. These kids should be fat because trust me, if they're on government assistance, child. I don't know about Texas, but I know here in Mississippi, everybody been getting a full amount of food stamps, so there ain't no questioning that. And they getting free child care. You can get your rent paid. So it's plenty of, trust me when I say that, like it's rental assistance in every state. So, because of this corona. So don't put nothing on coronavirus, baby. Coronavirus can help you. No, I'm not even going to look for the pictures of the babies. I ain't, what I'm saying, I should, but I'm not, what I'm saying. Y'all know it's limited to some of the things that I will do, but it's no pictures that is out. But I will say this though, somebody got to pay for this. Like someone has to pay. I just want to say that, like, somebody got to pay for these kids being abandoned the way that they were abandoned. I wouldn't dare leave Jamel and Jayla abandoned like this. I don't know, they never did say, that they had the lights and water. But I guess it got to the point where it was too much for the baby, for the 15-year-old. He called 911 and he couldn't work. He was just 15 years old. Who was going to take care of the 7-year-old and the 5-year-old, the 10-year-old and the 7-year-old? Like it's just too much to hear and it's too much to listen to, and I just hate that a child had to like spend a year of their childhood taking care of their two brothers while the other one is sitting there lying there decomposing. Oh, I'm talking about CPS. Child, I don't know. Like, I don't know why CPS, hey James Guy, I don't know why CPS didn't step in and do that part. They haven't gave they gave the gender, but they have not gave the race, the color of the boys. It doesn't matter what color they are to me. Hell, wrong is wrong, and I stand on that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how I am. I don't give a damn what color you is, blue, black, purple, or anything. Um, if your ass is wrong, your ass is wrong. We just say that. And this is here. This ain't no damn right in this, and you can't make this right. So you know what I'm saying. There is no damn excuse to leave your damn children abandoned or in a damn home by themselves. Shit. True, you know what I'm saying? They got the PEBT and all that, but still, I hope and pray that these kids I hope they become successful. I hope and pray that, they don't let this hinder their life. There's just this is a learning experience, and hopefully they'll be able to. We're gonna pray that they break generational curses, guys. Let's pray for all that because you know what I'm saying. This is very traumatic for these children, and to go through that for a whole year where you have to search for food for your kid, for your brothers, and things like that. You know that had to be very hard on the brother. So let's just pray for the children. Let's pray that they um get some healing and get some counseling and things as such. And it's truly, truly, truly just heartbreaking to hear children just go through that. That's why I just say, you know what I'm saying, if you ain't ready to have children, if you don't want no children, then you can either, there are options besides, it is options. It is options beside abortion. You can give them up for adoption, and let somebody, a mother that's not able to have children, adopt your child, if you don't decide to abort them. but it is an option how to, or give them to a family member, but never leave the child abandoned. Never leave a child abandoned and lost because y'all don't know, like that'll make a kid depressed. That'll make a kid want to, that what brings about people having a lot of mental illnesses, or feeling suicidal and things like that. It does call all that. They were receiving $10,000, child. Must be nice, child. Look, honey, I'm trying to rob Peter to pay Paul. Trust me. But I think, guys, that we gonna let's just pray for the children. Let's pray for the children that they'll be okay. And we need answers from the mama and the daddy. Child, they probably sold a little bit too, got to do a little change. But anyway, I do want to give you guys a couple of updates before I get out of here. I do want to talk about first. Let's see here. I know that I received an email. Shout out to you, Miss Sheila. Thank you so much for giving me this information because it did not come across my information here that I have here. But do y'all remember that I was covering this story? Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it, child. I still wish I had mine. Shoot. I gotta pay out of pocket. It's too big. It feels so ghetto now. But anyway, we're going to listen to this, guys. Y'all remember I did this? It was a shooting in Texas about this boy that came into the school and they shot, some of the one of his classmates, and no one died, but they said that he was. Well, you know why, Kendra? Because they ain't have no answers. Because they've been dropping the ball on it. They ain't been expecting nothing. They just started. They ain't started expecting nothing until the kids. I bet you they'll start expecting stuff now. But it says here that the police. I'm gonna let you guys listen to. It was about this young man, in Arlington, Texas. They don't believe that the guy that was Timothy Simpkins said that he was being bullied, or the family said that he was being bullied. And they said the family of the injured student involved in the fight denied the boy had bullied Simpkins. Well, I'm gonna let you guys listen in to this is what the police had to say on this case about how they investigated and how they determined what was the real factor in this case. This is an update on a previous story that I have did that was out there in Arlington, Texas, where the young man had shot in the high school and he didn't kill anybody, but he injured someone, and he got on I think he got on a $500,000 bond. Well, he's out, but they're saying, I see. So this is up. The little young man was in Timberview High School. Let's see here what he had to say.
Foster care, huh? What's that? 25,000 kids will age out of the foster care system. 25,000? Yeah, and be completely on their own in this pandemic.
Just talking about foster care can help foster care.
Hey! Wrong.
Arlington's police chief says he does not believe bullying played any role in this month's school shooting at Timberview High School in the Mansfield ISD. Hello, everybody. Good evening. I'm Steve Eager. Shortly after the shooting, which injured 2 students and a teacher, Timothy Simpkins got an attorney and said he'd been the target of bullying. The family of the student, who was shot several times, denied those claims. Tonight, the police chief said it was the shooter, Simpkins, who participated in, quote, high-risk activity leading up to the fight that day. The announcement was made at a town hall meeting held by the Mansfield ISD. Fox 4 Stephen Dahl was there. Stephen.
Steve, the Arlington Police Chief tonight saying that the only evidence of bullying is statements made from Simpkins' family. Tonight, saying that there was no bullying and that the altercation stemmed from a disagreement between the shooter and the victim.
This was not a bullying incident. And I just want to take that narrative out of the equation.
2 weeks after a Timberview High School student shot 15-year-olds at Kia Selby and teacher Calvin Pettit and grazed a teenage girl, Arlington Police Chief Al Jones gave an update on the investigation.
Mr. Simpkin is involved in high-risk activity. And that high-risk activity led to the disagreement within the community.
Chief Jones's statement was a total rebuke of statements made from the suspect, Timothy Simpkins' family. But he did not go into further detail about what type of high-risk behavior Simpkins was allegedly involved in. He would only say Simpkins and Selby had some sort of disagreement outside of school, and that bled into the classroom, leading to a fight and ultimately the shooting. Chief Jones also said he did not believe Simpkins intended to come into the school and shoot multiple students and teachers.
I don't think this incident was an actual school shooting or active shooter.
He also said the aggravated assault charges against Simpkins are appropriate.
We wanted to charge him with the most severe charge that we could.
The announcement came Thursday at a town hall meeting to address school safety at Mansfield ISD.
Some of our kids, yes, some of them were scared. Some of them, it was just another day. Why have our budget been cut? Why do we not have officers on our campuses like we used to? Why are our children at risk?
The district's official safety protocol allows for 1 officer on elementary campuses and 2 on middle and high school campuses. But some parents said they've come to campus and haven't seen officers. There was some talk of installing metal detectors on campuses. Police say Simpkins was able to come to school with a gun in his backpack. But not every parent agrees that metal detectors are the direction to go.
That's a lot of money to have 40-something doors manned. I believe a simple way to start is clear backpacks.
Mansfield ISD Police Chief Greg Minter says since last week, extra police have been assigned to school campuses. A staff member now monitors surveillance cameras in real time, and there are random checks in classrooms with canines.
The canines are going into the classroom after the students are asked to go into the hallway. The canines then search the book bags and things by smell.
Ultimately, the district will consider what was talked about in Thursday's meeting and hold further discussions.
No one wants to see anything like this happen.
Now, one parent raised a concern about minority students being disproportionately impacted by random searches. The district police chief responded saying that this is done through an algorithm on an app that selects the hall and the classroom and the number of students that will be checked. Again, the superintendent tonight saying that everything is on the table, all of these options, and it'll be discussed at a later meeting.
All right, y'all. So what do you guys think about that? Do you guys think that he didn't say, okay, yeah, the high risk activity? I try to figure out what the hell is the high risk activity, unless they both are involved in gang activity or something, or they just had a disagreement about something. But it seems like Simpkins was the one that was getting beat down, not the other little boy. But okay, yeah, I just want to give you guys an update on that. And yes, the police officer is cute. I do want to give you guys an update on the rape case as well. Child, this stuff is crazy, child. But I do want to give you guys an update on the self-restraint incident with the young lady being raped. The guy, it doesn't make it any better, but he was a It says here because if you're not following CBG News with Monica News and Views on Facebook, I release a lot of updated information about certain things. So guys, make sure if you're not following that, if you want a lot of update on different cases, make sure you guys follow Monica News, CBG News with Monica News and Views, because I do release a lot of information on there. Trisha can verify that for you. Yeah, yes, that's true. You do have to exit doors. You do have to exit doors for sure. I'm just gonna say that yeah, you should have metal detectors anyway at the school. Why y'all don't have police officers, more than 2 police officers at a high school? You need more than that. You need more SRO cops at a high school. Come on now. You're gonna need more than that. Let's see here. Yes, child. They said the man who raped the woman on train at Pastor Field is an illegal immigrant. So he ain't even from the United States, child. But so yeah, he ain't even an American citizen. He is an immigrant. And they also stated that he said that it was consensual. But ain't nobody gonna consensually accept you touching on them inappropriately. That was a lie from the book of lies, honey. I was never for the clear backpack thing. I remember when I was in high school, I had to bring clear backpacks because of the gun incident that was happening at the school. Yeah, that's true. But as well, they also stated, y'all, that it wasn't over the amount. It was more than like 10 people. Hey, accused, where? How are you? Said it was more than what? It said it was about 10 people on the train onlooking as this man was raping the woman. It wasn't as many people as they thought it was. And I'm like, hell, it don't matter if it was 50 to 2 people. Hell, somebody should have called the police when they seen that this man was sitting up here raping this woman. Now, hell, it don't matter if it was 5. Y'all should have called the police. It ain't that bad just because it wasn't that many people. It still was bad because nobody called the damn police. We'll get back into the comments. Well done. Hey, you know what it is. Was selling drugs. I think it probably was selling drugs. But says, do you see the parents at the Shreveport LA school? They got some air right with these kids. Oh, I'm from Louisiana. Okay, send me that information. Oh Lord. Y'all, it's just crazy. It's crazy about all the stuff that be happening. Like how y'all gonna say try to downplay this woman rape? For real, like, oh, it wasn't that many as people as we thought that was raping this woman. He was an illegal immigrant. Like, that makes it even damn better. It doesn't. No matter if it was 5 or 6 people, 5 or 1 person, should have called the damn police. And that's straight up. You should have called the po-po instead of sitting there watching and recording like idiots. Because the man didn't have no gun, child. Y'all, this is like, we're going to have to do better as people. We're going to have to do better as people. Stop pulling out your cell phones to record. Unless it's taking somebody's life or the police incidents and stuff like that, record that. But when it's somebody's being raped and taken advantage of, put down the damn phone and go help this woman or pick up a phone, call 911. And if you ain't got no service, you still could call 911. There ain't no damn excuse. Because one thing about it, even if you ain't got no signal, you still can call 911 on the phone, even on the cell phone. So don't play like, you know what I'm saying, when you lose service, you can't call 911. You can call 911 even if you don't have service. That's one thing you can do is call 911. That just irritates my spirit. I have never watched that movie, Donna. I have never watched that movie. But y'all, I did want to give you guys that update, guys. We're gonna see what's going on we're gonna see what the rest going on this week. Oh yes, guys. Make sure you guys, y'all know that I'm advocating still for justice for Gloria. Her mother has created a Facebook page for her. I want you guys to go over there and like it and support Gloria's mother and the justice that she is seeking for her daughter. You know, no matter what thing we have to learn, we need to stop trying to say just because tearing down someone's bereaved mother is not gonna go keep you from the police off your ass, sweetie. But anyway, I ain't even gonna get on that. Anyway, but I'm just gonna say this: just because someone, never mind, y'all. Let me leave that alone. I'm sleepy. Anyway, y'all just pray for Gloria's mother, and make sure you go follow her page on Facebook, Justice for Gloria. Make sure you guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell to all. If you want to be part of the news and view group, all you got to do is press that join button. It's only $3.99 a month. It ain't even much. Right, Trisha. We do have to protect ourselves and our children, and that's why I got this ring. That's why I check on these kids maybe twice throughout the night. Sometimes I have to get some rest, but 9 times out of 10, I get up and I check on my children, make sure they're okay. Because y'all, there's some evil people in this world. They don't care who they hurt. They don't care who they step on to get what they want. They don't care. That's how some people are. Some people just don't have no kind of gall. They don't care. As long as they're living the life they want to live, they don't care who they hurt. They don't care who they get over on. That's how some people are. So we have to be careful on who in which we bring into our life and who we deal with and what people we bring in our mix. Some people don't deserve it. Straight up like that, Sheila. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn that too. Like, y'all company ain't good company. Shit. And everybody for you ain't for you like that. Especially when you start winning. When you really start winning and you really start putting yourself out there, you'll see who really for you and who really ain't. Christine, you seen it too, so saying the man shot a pump at people. Wow, that's crazy. I don't even want to see that damn video. That's crazy. That's beyond crazy right there. Yeah, I got to see the movie. Then y'all got maybe want to see the movie, Donna. But anyway, guys, I'm about to get out of here, guys, so I can go get some rest. So make sure you guys, like I stated, make sure you go over to Facebook and like my CBG News with Monica News and Views. Make sure you guys follow that. Make sure you follow me on, if you're new to the channel, we welcome you here. Make sure you press the subscribe button as we leave out and exit this video. And if you want to be part of the News and Views group, all you have to do is just press the join button. Thank you guys so much. Is it? Yes, that's crazy to watch you get murdered and family. That's just crazy. It is some really sick people out here in this world. Men, women is very sick. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, guys. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm gonna try to see what's going on in the news tomorrow, y'all. Let's see what's gonna be happening tomorrow. If I get an update on those kids, okay, cool. Let me write that down before I go. Hold on, y'all. Jeez. Maybe I can watch it tomorrow when I'm taking phone calls at work. Is it on Netflix or is it on where is it on, Donna? This is it's CVG News. I think my link, everything's in my description box if you need it. Okay, guys. So I'm about to get out of here, y'all. Make sure y'all have a good night, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow. Okay, is it on Netflix or Hulu or Amazon Prime? I got it all. Which one you think is on? I'll look for it. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night.